A quarter of Fuji's southeastern face is gone. At ground zero, the ground is covered in volcanic sand and dust. No grass or plant sticks out. A boot plants on the dirt. A light shines on the ground. The person's breathing is muffled due to the gas mask he is wearing. It's his standard issue Type 89 rifle. Private Michitado looks behind him and waves his hand, gesturing to a colleague of his to move ahead. Said colleague, Corporal Takeo Fujioka, walks slowly past them with him flashing his flashlight on the ground. And he is not the only one. The JAMF's 15 reconnaissance platoon of the Shizuoka Prefecture patrols at the base of Fuji where the eruption had occurred. Some of the ash cloud remains in the air, hence the gas masks that the troops are wearing. Unlike on March 3rd, visibility is more tolerable, but the men and women are moving slowly, searching. Somebody tell me why we're doing this again? Command said that there was something else that came out of Fuji. They said it was small and it's around here somewhere. What else is out here? The only thing that came out of this godforsaken mountain, no pun intended, was Godzilla. So what's the point? Hey, you'll never know. Now focus. With a silent groan, he continues on. Further the men and women go, the more that they find nothing but dirt, ash, and rocks. Nothing seems to be found, and it seems that they are being sent on a nothing search. Sergeant Ayana Hirasaka trips on something. She falls forward. Whoa, whoa! She falls into her stomach, but picks herself up immediately. Hey, watch your footing around here. Her colleagues heeds her warning. She finishes dusting herself off and continues on. Recruit Hitoshi Miroa, tailing behind her, has his kaiju detector in his right hand. Suddenly, the device goes off. Sergeant! Hirasaka stops in place and turns around to him. She rushes to him. What is it? I found something. She looks at the screen. She suddenly becomes baffled. It says that it's very close? Her eyes veers from the screen to the rock that she tripped on. Her curiosity peaks. She kneels down with her friend following suit. She rests her flashlight in her left hand and places her right on the rock. She brushes the top from one side to the other. And right away, she finds something strange. It doesn't have any rough edges. It's all smooth. Like a smooth rock? Yes, but it doesn't feel like a rock. What? The man places his right hand on the side. I'm feeling bumps on the side. Now, it is becoming more interesting. Ayana shines her light on the object. It is covered in volcanic ash. She brushes some off. The color becomes more clearer. It is much darker in color, and the brushed-off dust reveals waves similar to those of a snail's shell. What the hell? Ma'am, I'm getting a reading on this thing. Miura shows her the screen. A number is displayed. 0.7 on the ESS, Enhanced Serizawa Scale. Looks like we found our kaiju. The dirt beside them shakes. Alarmed, she and the recruit stands up, takes 3 steps back, drawing their Howa rifles. A head lifts, shaking off the ash. 8 tentacles on its sides moves. Its eyes opens, revealing nothing but a black void. It squeaks. The sound gets the other soldiers' attention. Rushing over, they find the creature in front of the recruit and sergeant. Well, that we did. Only a Category 0 though. The leader of the platoon, First Lieutenant Akihiko Mikishima, approaches and spots the little kaiju slowly moving. Trinket. Hirasaka rests her rifle over her shoulder and pulls out her pistol. She pulls the trigger and a dart flies out of the barrel. The dart hits the creature in the head. It cries, then they slowly fade. Its movement stops, and its head rests. Command, we found our target. Category 0 minor. Bringing it back to base, over. Roger that. 2 soldiers steps up to the sleeping creature. They bend down and pick it up. Watching it, Hirasaka puts her handgun on her holster. Let's see what we're dealing with. The front door to the 2-story home opens. Kazuma Sugusa, in his AMF suit uniform, walks through, places his hat on a holder, and closes the door behind him. I'm home! Welcome home! His wife's voice sounds like it is far away. He takes off his shoes and notices another pair beside his wife's. Of course. Where are you two? In the dining room. Kazuma, still with his black socks on, walks down the hallway. He steps through an empty doorframe and turns his head to the right. Miki and Ayana are sitting down near the table. Hey Kazuma, let me guess. Ladies' Day? Nah, I came to show you two something. Kazuma's curiosity piques. He moves a chair back and sits next to Miki. How was your trip in the Philippines? It was good, though exhausting to the point where I nearly collapsed. Sorry I wasn't able to be with you when Godzilla went to the US. Don't worry about it. I got the chance to meet Kenji again. Oh, how is he doing now? Pretty good, though he's getting used to having Gamera inside of him again. Can't imagine. Speaking of kaiju, what do you got there? These just came in from Outpost 10, the new one. She slides a photo to him. The Brigadier General looks at it. His eyes gazes upon the small creature that was discovered earlier that morning. Oof, what is that? We don't know, but we found it this morning near Fuji. He looks to her. Was it there before the eruption? It was after. Strangely enough, it went unfounded for 10 days, but the conditions around Fuji were still terrible, so we had to wait. Glad you didn't have to face Godzilla. Oh, don't even get me started. But here's what Dr. Goro Hori wrote about the new kaiju. She hands him a paper. Holding it in his hands, Kazuma reads the analysis written by the doctor himself. Day 1. Upon further investigation, subject number 26 has shown to be inadequate. We had found no way of feeding it. Its lack of a distinct mouth is very evident, and it does not show how it ingests food. Adorable in appearance, I feel as though if we don't try and feed it, the creature will die. It can't eat? Nope. I told her to just kill the damn thing, but no, they insisted. Insisted in getting themselves killed. Our scientists in a nutshell. I believe it's every AMF scientist on Earth. Her eyes veers to something in her hand. Hey Mickey, what do you got there? A list. Of? See for yourself. She hands him the sheet of paper. Upon looking at what the list is, his eyes widens. Oh no. Yep. Seriously? We got to deal with new recruits? We have to seek out and find these damn recruits, even though I'm supposed to be leading troops into combat given my rank. Oh, I'm not worried about that. Of course you're not. You get to fly around Tokyo or Chiba with your power. Not that. I'm talking about the names that are selected. Kazuma looks back at the paper. He runs down the names in order. Okay, these names are either 17 or 18, but that's no reason why you shouldn't... He stops mid-sentence as soon as he comes to a name on the paper. Hold on. Why is she on the list? She signed her name last year during her school's festival. I guess she's determined to get in. He sets the paper down. But didn't her parents try to stop her? Mickey does not answer and shifts her eyes away. Oh my god. Wait, whose name are you talking about? Girls in furosodes and boys in formal suits walks out of the gymnasium. In their hands are diplomas. They pose for cameras by family members and friends. One father holds up his phone. All right, hold it up now. His 18-year-old daughter, Emilia Teresawa, in her beautiful early Showa-inspired furosode, holds up her diploma with a big smile on her face. As her father takes the photo, his wife, Chiaki, gets up behind him, placing her hands on his shoulders. Oh, that looks so good! Hey, Emmy! Akari Kujo, in a flower furosode, walks up behind her and pats her on the back. We made it! Couldn't have done it without you. Thanks. You weren't so bad yourself. It was nothing. Although, woohoo! Finally! The excited shout coming from a boy interrupts her. And there he is. Kaicho Ito, in a formal suit, stomps on Emmy's left side. Oh, man. Thank God I don't have to come back here anymore. Thanks, Emmy. You really saved my ass back there. Thanks. Although, I should be thanking you two for not backing out of our study sessions. Well, it would have been boring to see you graduate and we had no one to talk to. Plus, Kujo would have had to express her love towards me. Shut up. The three turned around. Their eyes gazes upon the campus. All of the memories floods in their minds, from the most memorable to the more embarrassing parts of it. Narrator, the readers don't need to know that. Besides, you should be talking about how I was the best football player on our team that went on to be undefeated. It did feel like you guys were indestructible. Excuse me? You had the best defense as well? Yeah, okay. To be fair, you were the best on defense. Because your team demanded I go defense because they couldn't block a damn ball. And yet when I was doing good, they were bitching at me for making them look bad. And you wonder why I kicked all of their asses, yours included. What did I do? Okay, guys, it's over. Can we please? Both Ito and Kujo get into an argument, almost loud enough for everyone around them to notice. An embarrassed Emilia blocks their mouths with her hands. Sorry, don't mind us. Even when their mouths are covered, they still complain to each other. One graduate looks to them. Man, I'm surprised these two didn't get you suspended. I know. Pardon me. She removes her hands from their mouths. She gives both of them a chop on the forehead. I said stop! Either you two knock it off or I'm throwing you into Tokyo Bay. Hearing the serious tone in her voice, they calm down and breathe a sigh of relief. Sorry about that. Yeah, we've gotten a little overboard. So, what should we do now? Go to a restaurant to celebrate? What about that trip to Tokyo Disneyland? Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Aw, man, I wished I saved the money for that. Wait, you spent all of your money? You get on us for bitching at each other, yet you never learn to save your money? I have a spending habit. I couldn't help it. The friends lightly argue amongst themselves on their little pet peeves, something of which both Kenichiro and Chiaki could not help but smile. A finger taps on the former's shoulder. The man turns around with his wife doing the same. Miki and Kazuma Sugusa in their JAMF suit uniforms are standing behind them with a Park Type 73 light truck near the gate. A smile forms on their faces. Miki, Kazuma, hey! It's been a while. Nice to see you again. Sorry we couldn't make it to the ceremony. Traffic was a pain. It's fine. At least you're here. We were just thinking about what to do with Emilia's future. The smiles on the soldiers' faces drops. Actually, that's why we're here. It's about your daughter. What do you mean? Emilia, meanwhile, looks away from her friends face-palming. She removes her hand, letting out a heavy sigh. Staring at what is behind her, she sees the AMF officers talking to her parents. Her eyes widens as a realization dawns on her. Hey, aren't they from the JAMF? Oh, crap. Kenichiro and Chiaki turn around. Their eyes lock onto their daughter, and their moods are no longer happiness, but angered disappointment. 2:30 p.m. Inside of a McDonald's, a handful of untouched food lies on the table, but none of the customers are eating. Emilia has her eyes locked into her hands on the table. Beside her, Miki and Kazuma can only watch, but in front of her are her parents, with Kenichiro's arms crossed, and who are not so cheerful as they were minutes ago. So, you decided to sign a certificate to join the Anti-Megalosaurus Force. Against our wishes. Emmy sheepishly darts her eyes to him, but back to her hands. She lightly nods. Chiaki brushes her hair back and looks to Kazuma. Isn't there a way to remove her name from the registry? There is. If the parents had no prior knowledge of their son or daughter signing up, they have the option to refuse the decision for up to a year. Okay, then we don't want her to join. That's the problem. She signed her name on the registration sheet on March 9, 2009, 2 years ago. So the plea is invalid now. Chiaki becomes distraught. Kenichiro's frustration grows. Emilia, we gave you a reason why we didn't want you to join the AMF, right? You did. But then why the hell would you... I guess it's my fault for not bringing it up sooner. Emilia lifts up her head. What do you mean? It's about what happened to the other Emilia in 1992. But you said she disappeared when her mission was complete, right? Both parents looks away from their daughter, unwilling to answer her question. The truth of what she heard from them is not the truth. Emmy? The young girl turns to the Esper. That Emilia was murdered in combat. You're lying. She was in the Hope of the Dawn when she was killed by Ghidorah. She was in the Hope of the Dawn when she was killed by Ghidorah near Mahara. Yes, she knew what she was doing, but... I'm sorry. Present Emilia is stunned, at a loss of words even. This whole time, when she was growing up, had heard a different story of what happened. But hearing what actually happened from the person who was there changes things. She lowers her head once more, blocking her eyes with her long brown hair. Her father turns his head to her, disappointed in himself for not speaking up sooner. Emmy, we're sorry. We didn't want to say anything because we didn't want to go through what happened back then. Please, sweetheart, we beg you to reconsider joining now. The parents are stunned, and the officers are also shocked. The teenage girl's hands turns into clenching fists. The other me fought for a future that we're living in right now. She knew the risks. And you know what? It paid off. She flicks her head up and stares into their eyes. I wanted to join, not for the sake of doing something reckless or stupid, or both. I wanted to join so that I can do the things that she wasn't able to do in her time. Sure, I know the risks I'm getting into, but it's better than doing nothing and let our nightmares repeat. So please, let me join the AMF. Listening to her words, it seems that she has already made her mind and intentions very clear. Both Kenichiro and Chiaki are at a loss of words. Miki can only stare, shocked. But Kazuma smiles. I haven't seen so much fire since my time in boot camp. Miki, what do you say? I guess there's no other choice then. He unfolds it and slides it to both Kenichiro and Chiaki. We already have the child's signature. All we need are the signatures of the parents to say that they have full consent of their child joining the AMF. The two looks at the paper. They see their daughter's name. Then they look to each other. Memories of War of the Titans floods Kenichiro's mind. The awakening of the deadly Titan, the battle that ensued, and what transpired near Mount Mahara. Chiaki rests her hand on her husband's. The two lock eye to eye. It's what she would have wanted. She takes out a pen from her back pocket. Let's make her proud. Okay. She signs her name on the dotted line. She hands him the pen. Holding it, he remembers all of the events that he and Chiaki had been through. The birth of their daughter, all of the fun times they spent together as a family, up to their graduation. And now, here they are. It is every parent's nightmare, yet a dream. A dream to see their child come out of the nest and make something of themselves is something that can bring happiness and joy to their hearts, no matter what the child's wishes. No matter what the child's wishes. Kenichiro Teresawa writes his name on the dotted line next to his wife's. Emilia smiles. He slides the paper to Kazuma. He himself reaches his hand out to Emmy. Well, Emilia Teresawa, welcome to the Anti-Megalosaurus Force. You can start around this time next year. Finally, her wish is granted. She shakes his hand, grateful for the greeting. Now, let's eat. Man, I'm starving here. Mickey looks to Kenichiro. Don't worry. We'll look after her when the time comes.